Harley-Davidson is America. That's my opinion, and it's the heart of motorcycling. Well, Marauders, let's get going. So I'm doing a first impression on a 2025 Harley-Davidson Road Glide CVO Raven Fade, which is, my brother went crazy over this color. He just went nuts over this Raven Fade. Usually he's a maroon red guy. Half his bikes are this maroonish red. And he just went crazy over the looks of this bike. Couple things, I've only ridden it a little bit. Let's go through. I'm going to go through the negatives first on the bike. Why not? We'll get right to the negative. Number one negative, she's expensive, no doubt about it. Boy, the cruise control, holy cow, is the cruise control respond fast. How expensive is it? Want to say $20,000 above the cost of a standard Road Glide. And as you know, I have a 2024 Road Glide, just a standard. There's just a Road Glide now, and then the CVOs with a 117 engine. So the price, which we'll talk about a little later. Second negative. By the way, not so sure that's a negative, but we'll start off with it. Second negative. Probably should start it off with this first. The windshield. This little windshield does almost nothing. Actually, I think it funnels the air. I'm going to open this vent. Maybe this will help. I think this windshield funnels the air at your head. So it looks beautiful, as you could see, to look out over this windshield. Watch when I crack this thing up. Man, she's in road mode, and she responds like my Road Glide did in street mode. She is just so quick. That's the second negative I have on the bike, other than cost, is the windshield on it. It's just terrible. My first ride, I thought I gotta pull. In fact, I might turn around and pull this windshield and put on the windshield to my Clockworks windshield that I have on my Road Glide. I might have to pull it. We'll see how this quick test review goes. So that's a negative. The next negative, there is none. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Start out with the obvious, and I will stop and do a walk around of the bike. Hopefully this church won't mind if I do that. They're a lot. The inverted front suspension, the Showa forks, inverted. They say they ride better, they're stiffer, they rebound better. Absolutely. Big upgrade on the front forks on the suspension of this bike over a standard Road Glide. Rear shocks, I'm not sure how much of an upgrade they are, other than on the left side of the bike, it has a knob that you can adjust the preload on it, which works very well. And actually, okay, with this vent open, it does help with the buffeting on your head, but this windshield is just bad. Anyways, front forks are excellent. Engine, people say that it's a little louder at idle than a standard Harley-Davidson engine that doesn't have the variable timing valves. I'm not sure yet. First listening to it, it sounds like it does, but the performance of the engine, the performance of this engine, the horsepower in the standard Road Glide is 105 horsepower with the VVT transmission on that 117 engine. This is a 121-inch engine plus the VVT. The horsepower rating is 115 with 139 foot-pounds of torque. Now, I did put a stage 1 tune and intake manifold and Chromeworks exhaust on it that brought my horsepower on that bike up to about 110, maybe 136 foot-pounds of torque, maybe higher on both of those ever so slightly. Let's say that the horsepower in my Road Glide is the same as this. doesn't feel like it. This is so much more responsive, crazy responsive this bike is. It feels, in road mode, it feels more responsible than my Road Glide was in custom mode, which is almost every full power that engine will put out is in custom mode, and that is with the stage 1 tune on it. The salesman, when I picked up this bike, he said, you know, Pete, it's the best thing I can tell you is I'm going to drive around this church and maybe they'll let me park over here and do a quick review. Hopefully they won't shun me away. Hail Mary, full of grace. This bike is quiet enough where hopefully I can pull in here and just do a quick review in the front of their building. We got to do a walk around on this bike because I've covered, the engine is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Let's do probably the number one. I'll get you in the sunlight. And we'll do a quick walk around of this bike. I'll do it out by the road so people can see me. Hopefully they won't get angry. And I'm going to do something I usually don't do in these videos. I'm going to do a quick review. Walk around. Let's shut her off and leave her in gear so she won't roll away. Backdrop in front of this church, isn't it? So let's do a quick review on it. You can see on the bike the inverted forks, which really do make a difference on it. Just a nicer ride on my standard Road Glide at highway speeds. There was some type of harmonic vibration where things would be blurred if I was looking through the windshield. Could have been the Clockworks windshield, but I really think the front forks are premium on this bike and they really make a difference on it. So we've talked about the horsepower. It's 117 horsepower, 139 foot-pound of torque. It has a VVT, variable valve timing engine on it, 121 cubic inches. You can see that. It's for real. It's the real deal. Huge positive. I think it's outstanding. Beautiful looking engine. 47 millimeter front forks we've talked about. Infotainment system we'll talk about when we're riding. 12.3 inch infotainment system. Like my Road Glide, the dashboard is just excellent. Just superb. They hit it out of the park with it. I have no complaints whatsoever about that. Rockford Fosgate, stage 2 speakers with an amp up front, and also speakers in the saddlebags. Sound is pretty good on the bike. It's really hard to tell with this windshield because the windshield I don't think is very good. Benbro brakes, branded Benbro brakes, 32-inch rotors up front, 4-piston with a floating single rotor in the back that works very well. Really hard to see that. Electronic key features it has, part of Harley's safety features, which I think work very well. Electronic link brake, traction control, drag, torque, slip control, which helps you to prevent you from spinning the tire in wet conditions, or if you're downshifting abruptly, it helps prevent locking up the rear tire on a downshift. Give you some walk around on the bike. Vehicle hold control, which I use all the time on my BMWs, Ducati, and my 2024 Road Glide. You apply the brake on a hill and it will hold you in place so you don't have to use your legs to keep you from rolling forward or backwards on a hill. Tire pressure monitoring, Corning enhanced anti-lock brake systems. That's a big safety feature. She's a beauty, isn't she, guys? Cornering drag, torque, slip control. Again, it's enhanced for cornering. Luggage capacity, the way it's set up now, 2.2 cubic feet of storage on it, which is pretty big. I have to tell you, I get a center pannier. Look at the ass end of this bike. Look at the CVO logo down here. I'll show you on the bright side, but the exhaust and the chrome on this bike are just luxurious. Just luxurious. And the accents on it. Okay, Peter, focus. You're not going to buy this bike. Focus. The exhaust and chrome finish on this bike is just beautiful. Okay, focus, buddy. Integrated GPS navigation system, integrated home link, which is nice. Like some of you have in your cars, you can operate the garage doors from your motorcycle, which is nice. Wouldn't have to carry a garage door opener. An alarm system that drives you nuts. Is it a sensitive alarm? I think there's a different alarm system than what's on my Road Glide. This thing just seemed, you look at the bike and the lights start flashing, alarms go off. Couple things which I like over my Road Glide, aside from the paint, aside from these awesome emblem on the tank, the seat, which is just beautiful, the orange racing accents on the valve covers or the heads. I forgot what the name of the hardware they have on the bike, but it's just beautiful. Look at these grips. The mirrors on the bike are outstanding. I like that it has these cheek fairings on it, which I think are a really nice look on the bike. And again, that black metallic paint, if you can see it, super metallic, fades into the gray metallic, fades down and then to the black again. The front fender is a little bit of fade on it, but it's mostly silver, and then it fades to black in the back. And then I like these skirts, these wind vents. I had nothing there on my bike. I could have added these. These I could not add on the 2024, the cheek cowls. The exhaust, the badging, again, fading from that metallic black down to this metallic silver. The seat, comfort-wise on the seat, I don't know. We'll see, but it is beautiful. Is this enough of a walk around? I don't know. She's beautiful. I think we're not going to argue. She's a beautiful looking bike. All right, let's get back on her and ride. Who knows if that wimpy slap will sync the cameras. Got to remember I have it in gear. I think that was an efficient walk around. Did I say the bike is beautiful 20 million times? It's a work of art. It is a work of art. Sync the cameras. Okay, a little fumble jumble. So I don't have a lot of miles. I have about 60 miles on these tires. The engine is, I debated getting a Road Glide, a CVO Road Glide before I bought my first Harley. And the cost was a little kind of, I hesitated because of cost, obviously. The second reason I hesitated is I didn't know if I'd like riding with my feet forward on these floorboards. Had no idea if I'd like that. Again, remember I took 35 years off for riding for my wife and wasn't sure how I was going to be, if I was going to stick with riding, and definitely wasn't sure on a Harley-Davidson if I was going to like riding with my feet forward rather than mid-mount pegs, because I no doubt about it, I felt more comfortable on on a, boy, she just tips in so nice, guys. I felt more comfortable on an adventure bike because it's what I grew up on in the enduros I used to ride. So that's why I lean towards an adventure bike for my first motorcycle, and then a dual sport. Obviously I have a passion for riding off-road also. So I didn't get the Road Glide in 23.5 when they came out. I knew the design would trickle down to I really did call this one right. The salesman told me, Pete, you were right. Trickled down to the 24 Road Glide and Street Glide. It did. Not everything like the engine, but most everything. And then I bought a Road Glide, which at the time, now looking back, I think they went up a couple $1,000s from what I purchased it at. So I went with a Road Glide. And my Road Glide is excellent. I like the color. I've added some nice features on it to try to bring it up to similar looking, similar features like the stereo. I only did the stereo on the front fairing to a CVO. Now, enough said with that. Oh God! So, guys, I just hit these. I'm riding country roads. It's second week of April. The tires, the suspension on this is much nicer than my standard Road Glide. Much nicer. That front end definitely is stiffer, and the rear is adjusted for my weight. By the way, isn't even the seat good looking on this bike? What a ride, what a ride, what a ride. I can't even, I'm used to a backrest on the guy. Guys, I can't even horse around on the throttle on the bike because it is really, really torquey, and I need a backrest on these Harley-Davidsons. I really do, because of the torque. Even though the BMWs have a ton of torque, they don't have the torque that this bike has. This is a yield sign, so I don't have to stop, and I'm gonna turn. Yodi yodi, yo baby. So we'll quick shift up. It comes with a heel shifter on it, which is nice, and the controls are backlit. BMW, hear that? I think backlit control should be standard on all motorcycles, no matter what the price. I kind of think it's a safety feature. I love my BMWs, but man, they got to get backlit controls. Join the club. Backlit controls. Look at the mirror. Handling on the bike. People would think that these big motorcycles don't handle well. I will tell you, from the Honda Goldwing to Harley-Davidson Road Glide and Street Glide, man, there's so much torque on this engine. I'm in road mode, guys. Barely hanging on. Barely hanging on. The brakes, the brakes, we're not even, too much fun. Guys with STs, I get it. Guys that have CVO STs, I totally get it. Right. Okay, huge difference. Let's talk about it now. Got to get it out. Wide power band. Infinitely wide. This, I don't want to touch this engine. Okay, my salesman said, give me the best comparison, Peter. The engine is probably the closest thing I can tell you is, which I've never ridden. Obviously he has. He said it's the closest thing to a stage 2 torque cam on a Milwaukee 8. He says it's got a very wide, torquey power band, and I have to tell you, it is much wider than the 117 standard engine. Much wider. Very wide power band on this bike. Infinitely wide. Going 60 some miles an hour in third gear, and it's nothing on this motor. Nothing. I gotta stop by my bridge and I'll probably end the video there. I'm running her in third. The exhaust, quiet. I'm sure a lot of people are not going to like the exhaust. They're going to feel the need to make it louder. I wouldn't. I'd want to listen to the stereo on this bike. You got a stereo that would cost you $3,000 to upgrade on a standard road glide and or street glide, and man, I'd want to listen to my stereo. And this bike is dreamy. Just dreamy. Holy mackerel. 55 miles an hour in third gear. I can't even hear the engine. I can't even hear it. Just my mind's crunching, guys. My brain's on overload. Goldwing people, viewers out there. Is this better than a Goldwing for touring? I would say if you're used to a metric bike, no, it's not. If you want, by the way, I can't feel any vibration in it. A V2 compared to the Boxer 6-cylinder engine on a Goldwing, guys, all I can tell you is I don't feel any vibration on this bike. None whatsoever. The brakes are getting better and better. They were a little slippery when I first got it. Okay. Is there any chickens? The chicken farm? Beautiful. This pickup truck's behind me. Hopefully I can skirt across this bridge. Oh, he's pulling over to the side. One thing I've noticed that's not easy on this bike. Turn my road hazards on. Driving slow, even with cruise control, when you get into a town on this bike, it surges. It really struggles to go slow. I don't know if it's, I didn't notice that at all on my BMWs, my Ducati, my Husqvarna, my 24 road glide. This thing seems, she's just a little surging back and forth to hold speed. All right, of course I got to grab pictures by my favorite bridge. Let's shut her down. I found myself staring at this motorcycle in my garage and studying the dark chrome exhaust, dark chrome pushrod covers or reddish orange accent pieces on it. The paint job, this Raven Fade paint job is just beautiful. I vowed I would never own another black motorcycle. And this is interesting because it's very metallic black, and then it fades into this very metallic gray or silver, and it's a beautiful color scheme. Not to mention the mastery of engineering that went into the engine on this bike with the variable valve timing on it. The power band is just so wide. I really am struggling. The only thing I can come up with is I remember it's so smooth in its operation. I remember when cars changed over from carburetors to fuel injection, it just seemed like fuel injected cars were just like turbine engines, the way the power was instantly on. And that's how this motorcycle rides. Again, so much torque with this bike. Hope you're enjoying this video. It's an amazing machine. If you're interested in any motorcycle, especially a Harley-Davidson, hold your prejudice back if you have any and go out and ride them. I think you'll be stunningly surprised.
They're beautiful machines, and this machine is a fine example of Harley-Davidson mastery of American Grand Touring motorcycles. It's just beautiful.
Everything is more sensitive on this bike. The brakes, the clutch, I don't know why. I don't know if it's the stiffer forks. The steering seems more sensitive on it. Just like when I put the Stage 1 tune on my Road Glide, 24 Road Glide, this feels like a totally different bike than my Road Glide. Totally different. And again, I'm in road mode. I'm not in sport mode at all. I don't think I want to go in sport mode. Some people may say I'm ridiculous. I don't know if I want to go in sport mode without a backrest. I'm so used to the backrest, which I really like on my bike. Little mud on the road, not bad though. So, and by the way, on my bike, on my Road Glide, I'd be in 5th or 6th gear. On the CVO, I'm cruising around in 4th gear. They say the fuel mileage is better on the CVO. Now, you know what? I'm going to take it down this road. This road was stoned last year. Should I go on it? Yeah, we'll go on this road. She looks okay. They tar and stone this road, tar and gravel, but it seems okay. I wanted to go down this road because it's a bumpy road to feel the suspension. I'm not a suspension expert, but I do tend to like a firmer suspension. Maybe it's because of my size. Lighter suspensions tend to wallow. Yeah, you can see this isn't salt, this is grit. We've had a ton of rain. I just like a firmer suspension. This, without a doubt, has a firmer suspension than a standard Road Glide. No doubt. How does it compare to an ST? I don't know. Is this beautiful, guys, or what? I can't give you much of a better looking ride than this, at least for Western New York in early April. Just a beautiful, I love the country, and certainly this is beautiful country. A little mud from farmers. Try to stay out of the mud. Not doing a good job of doing that. I think I started the question, is it better than a Honda Goldwing? Honda Goldwing, I think, is in a class all by itself for touring. No doubt about it. All by itself. It's a fantastic machine. I think they need to upgrade it with adaptive cruise control, as this bike also needs to have in the future. Blind spot awareness and emergency braking. I think those features should be on touring bikes, and certainly this is a touring motorcycle. That being said, we'll ask the question again, do I think it's better? I think it's different. I think the Honda Goldwing, for many, is the only touring motorcycle out there, is a Honda Goldwing, and I totally get that. So I totally get why people like that Honda Goldwing. Beautiful motorcycle. I want to get I will have, God willing, a Honda Goldwing at one time in the future. This is different. As I think a Honda Goldwing is in a class all by itself, I firmly believe Harley-Davidsons are in a class all by themselves. All by themselves. They are fantastic motorcycles. I know people have had them and have issues with them. I think they're in a class all by themselves. I will always own a Harley-Davidson in my motorcycle collection. I will always have a Harley-Davidson, at least one. It might not be a street or road glide. I can't say that for sure, but there is something about a Harley-Davidson. It's 130 years, 125 years. It is motorcycle history. It's motorcycle legend. It's nostalgia. It's America. Harley-Davidson is America. That's my opinion, and it's the heart of motorcycling. is Harley-Davidson. If you're interested in a Goldwing, go buy one. If you're interested in a Harley-Davidson, you've always wanted to have one, go buy it. Buy it. I don't think you'll regret it. I know guys that have had Harleys and went to Goldwings, and now not everyone, and they still get a little twinkle in their eye when they talk about their Harley-Davidson. I'll always own one. Someday I'll own a CVO. Maybe soon, who knows? This bike is just flat out, people. It's a work of art. The fit and finish on this bike is bar none the best I've ever seen on any bike, maybe on some cars. The fit and finish on this motorcycle is outstanding, nothing short of outstanding. This paint that's on this bike, I can tell you the paint on my Road Glide was spectacular, very durable. This motorcycle, God, I love this bike. This motorcycle, God, I love this bike. Oh man, she just runs. This motorcycle is just phenomenal. The fit and finish on this bike is spectacular, bar none. Best out of any motorcycle, including my Ducati and BMW. It's the best. It's the best. It's a museum piece. It's a work of art. You don't like me saying that, I really don't care. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful motorcycle, and my God, the bike, it's beautiful to ride. Beautiful to ride. Is it worth the money? I started off with the biggest negative on the bike is the price. Biggest negative is the price. It is, because it's an expensive bike, no doubt about it. Is it worth the money? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. No shame in that. Harley-Davidson's other manufacturers have many, many beautiful motorcycles. I love my 24 Road Glide. That's not a CVO. I love it. This is worth every penny they're asking for. Harley, don't raise the price. Do not raise the price, or I'm telling Donald Trump. You raise the price, I'm telling Donald Trump. It's worth every penny of it. I'm in love, guys. I'm cheating on my wife on this bike. I'm cheating on my wife on this bike. I'm cheating on my other bikes, my European girls. I'm in love with this bike. Oh, that suspension working over these humps. Hopefully it will show up on video. I'm babying her around the turns, if you want to know, because, oh God, I love this bike. I'm babying her around the turns because of the tires. They only have 73 miles on them, and I'm not going to beat up a bike that I'm demo riding. I just don't do that. Oh my gosh. So Marauders, that's where I'm going to end the video. I'm going to pull up to the church, pull back in. I'm going to pull back into the church and shut my cameras down at the church. Should I put her in the sport mode? Okay, let's put her in the sport mode. Why not? We'll rip up to the church a little bit. I can't shift as fast as this bike can get up to speed. Just too fast. Guys, I'm not even full throttle. I'm not even close to half throttle. In fact, second or third, I might have been in a third of the throttle. She is very, very fast. As fast as a Ducati, an ST, a BMW 1000, S1000, no. But for an 866-pound motorcycle, she's very fast. Okay, I'm going to pull into the church. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Share the video with a friend. Thank you for joining me and letting me give you my first thoughts on this piece of artwork, motorcycle history legend, Harley-Davidson. with a quiet exhaust that I actually love. I actually love the exhaust on it. The chrome, that black chrome, I'm gaga over that black chrome. I don't know if this church, I wonder if this church is closed. No one ever comes out when I'm here. They cut the lawn. Oh, someone's here now. Probably yell at me. That's not a Christian thing to do, right? Oh, I got to take her out of sport mode. Okay, she's back in street mode. Beautiful. Thank you, Marauders. Sync the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you and God bless.